Hey everybody, welcome back. So it's been a minute. So Luke and I, or actually Luke, picked up 1950 Buick Super. Luke's ecstatic.
I've been wanting one of these for a while. Something early 50s Buick. Green's my favorite color, so here we go. It's got a straight 8 engine, so all 8 cylinders right in a row. Overhead valves. It is an automatic, but they're a Dynaflow, so no gears. Just the torque converter changes the pitch of the vanes, and that's how you go from a low speed to a high speed.
So Facebook Marketplace strikes again.
Yeah, I've been wanting one, but I wasn't planning on getting one right now. But she popped up on Marketplace just a couple states over, and it is so solid, and the interior in it is beautiful. I threw a sheet over the front seat so I don't mess it up with my dirty clothes, but
Like, this is comfortable. Armrest, I mean, just comfortable. I love this car. This car has a lot of potential. What I like about it, a little rough around the edges and spots, but it's nice patina. Now, what's so special about this hood?
oh, the hood not only opens to the side, but it can open to either side. It has hinges. The hinges and latches are one unit. So you can open it to either side, or if you pop both sides, you can just pick the hood up and take it right off. It's not bolted on at all.
So show me how, or show the people how this works.
So these are the latches the hood pins down into. They are also the hinges that let it swing to the side. So if you release it on both sides, she comes up. Something really cool that Buicks did for a while is the key doesn't start it. It'll turn it on and off, but it starts as soon as you touch the gas pedal.
So what cubic inch is this?
263, I believe. It's a 4.3 liter.
This thing, you did what, accelerator pump in this thing?
I just like a half hour ago put a new accelerator pump, needle and seat in it. Making it run a lot better than when the accelerator pump wasn't working at all.
Yeah, you had to really baby it down the road, but now look at it. Almost sounds like a little race car.
The exhaust gasket's leaking. A little louder than it should be. It should be really
I like this front end. It's just...
I've heard them called waterfall and bucktooth grills because of the way they flow down.
Not a show car, but...
Nice driver.
It is a very nice driver. I did have ridden this thing. We got a few things we got to fix on it. But everything is tight. How many miles are on this thing?
Just shy of 42,000 original miles. And it has a trip meter. Odometer plus trip meter in 1950.
Like, these gauges are really cool.
I say I just put a bed sheet on the front seat because while I'm getting in and out working on it, I don't want to damage it.
No, car's very clean.
You gotta love the horns on these.
That's what I need to do when Luke's working on it, so hits his head on the hood. And the gaps line up.
Ish. She is 50 years, or no, she's 74 years old.
It's just, this car is cool. You don't see a whole lot of these.
All the windows have a blue tint, and I believe it's factory on this.
Rev it up once. No smoke.
Nope.
So what's the story on how long has it been sitting?
I don't know the real history on it. The guy I got it from had bought 3 cars, and this was one of them. It has South Carolina inspection stickers from 85, 86. I'm assuming that's when it has a repaint on it. I assume that was done then. The interior might have been. The tires are dated 2018, and it's got all new wheel cylinders and master cylinders, so I assume somebody did all that, and then they probably found out the transmission was leaking like crazy from, it doesn't have a drive shaft with universals. It has a big tube that is part of the rear axle, and it was leaking at the top of it where it bolts to the transmission. It's not easy or fun to do, so I have a feeling they did all that work, and then it sat because they couldn't fix the transmission or didn't want to.
What do you think? Should we put on the lift when we're towards the end there? And hit the brakes. Oh, only one works. Yep. That works. Yep. Yep. Both are working. So you just got no brake light on this side.
I did earlier, but I touched the light, so I might have messed with the connection.
And that's 6-volt bulbs?
6 volt, yep. Big old truck.
So it's got a little rust down there in the wheel well. But
just under the spare.
But that's the only worst part of the whole car, ain't it?
That and this spot right here.
Yep. That's fixable.
That's easily. But that, I mean, under the spare tire and that spot, it's the only holes in the car.
Let's go for a ride.
Yeah.
So how does this work?
How does what work?
The transmission.
Well, you technically have a low. Well, first off, you got park, neutral, drive, low, and then reverse.
So it's kind of different, you know. It's like almost like a reverse pattern where it reverses all the way down.
But so normally you just drive, you just put it in drive. There's no gears, just the torque converter takes everything, and it has variable vanes in it. So as you're accelerating, they shift, and you get less slip out of the torque converter, and that's the entire thing. Low is only meant for going up hills, pulling a trailer, or stop and go in town.
Let's go for a ride. We tried fixing the exhaust leak on it, but the donut gasket decided
I gotta order one. Not something they keep in stock. It was a lot quieter before that blew.
You know what I like about this car?
That view. Basically got a
Looks like a
friggin' sight for a hood
sight.
ornament.
Yes.
For 125 horse, it moves all right in a almost 4,000-pound car.
You can probably tell in the video, but there is it's a work in progress.
It's going to take a while to get used to the blinkers being on the right-hand side of that column.
Yeah.
Indicator light works in the dash, though. That's kind of neat.
No 2-foot in it.
Nope. Oh, I can't wait to fix that exhaust gasket now.
Zero to 60 in 2 days.
It's not bad. I keep waiting for the transmission to shift, and it's never going to do it. There's nothing to shift.
Like, these gauges are just cool. Like, Luke made a point. For how old the bouncing around.
No, I mean, we're cruising 55 and we're going through curves. Little body sway.
That was a lot. Didn't look like it on camera.
For this, it's a little. These are also like 35-mile-an-hour curves, and we're in one of the original land yachts.
So, Luke had to tighten up the wheel bearings, and come to find out they're ball bearing wheel bearings.
Yep. Not tapered needle like we're all used to. It's also manual 4-wheel drum brakes, which work really well. They'll send you into the dash very quickly if you're not careful.
But this the interior, you know, it's like
And the interior is just
the
especially
headliner.
The headliner is fantastic. Seeing as I plan on driving the car as much as possible, the interior being nice is a big deal to me. That was a major, that and just the lack of rust is major reasons I went and got it.
It's cool how wipers go this way.
Opposite ways. And they're vacuum too. So they're not electric. They use vacuum. Which is pretty sad.
Does the clock work?
The clock doesn't work. The radio lights up, but it doesn't actually work. But I don't know if that's just a speaker. Maybe it's a tube radio and it needs a tube. I don't know.
How fast we going now?
We're doing 50 right now, just over. I mean, it still kicks you back, and now we're at 60. I say for 125 horse and 200 foot-pounds of torque in a 4,000-pound vehicle, I'm very happy with how it moves.
There's a South Carolina sticker.
Yep. And like I said, I don't know how long it's been sitting. I don't know any of that. I bought it not running, but I had a new battery in it. The previous owner evidently tried to get it going, and he didn't know what to do.
What do you think, George? You like the car?
He says even hot.
Alright, so we got the car up. Car is very solid underneath. Somebody put a new exhaust on here. Glass pack muffler. So how does this work? It's got torque tube.
Yep, so it's just a ball that pivots up there.
And then you got a wishbone kind of set up here.
Right off of the tube itself.
So that's like...
A pivot ball, almost like a ball joint, but with a shaft through it.
There's not much for structure in this whole car.
No.
So Luke was saying if he's going to keep this car or eventually want to build it into something, has anybody ever clipped the front and rear suspension and put something in modern?
I know it's been done, just anybody who's watching done it.
You know, what would you suggest? You know, would you do like a B-body or GM, Crown Vic, you know? What would you suggest?
Crown Vic's a little wide and it's not the same bolt pattern. If I go with B-body, I can get the same bolt pattern and hopefully still run my original wheels and everything. Because I'd like to keep it looking original.
Yeah, I like the white walls on it. I'm not a white wall guy, but that's cool.
Yep. I just want to cruise with it. I don't want to go fast. I don't want to go around a racetrack or carving corners. I just want a solid, reliable ride.
So what would you suggest as a viewer? Let us know. We're all up for options. We have some ideas we can fabricate and everything, but let's see what the people have to say. This car is pretty solid. Like I said, the worst spot of the car, right there.
Yep, spare tire, which is normal.
So, all right. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks, guys.